Love you 3,000.
And Habak 3,000 from UAE.
Love you 3,000.
Kiamo 3,000.
Para kami dahil 3,000.
Welcome to another edition of Coach Miranda Miner's Daily Technical Charting, Fundamentals, Improvement of Trading Quotient, and everything about crypto all in one channel. Hello, Miranda. I would like to cordially invite each and every one of you to sign up and enroll in our upcoming Fundamental Masterclass this coming March. Kasama ko po ang mga naggagalingang mga resource speakers from the First Metro Securities Metro Bank Group. Kasama po natin ang mga kaibigan natin to talk about fundamentals and how to onboard you in the Metro Bank stock market platform. And in my case, pag-usapan po natin ng malaliman, Miranda, ang mga topics na ito. I'm very excited and I hope I could see you there para malaman mo naman ano ba yung mga drivers kung bakit minsan mas mabilis gumalaw ang cryptocurrency on the macro level or after the macro level drivers para nauuna ka, hindi ka nahuhuli. No? And of course, I'm going to teach you valuation systems, computations, and measurements to be able to identify ano ba yung mga potential risks na pinapasukan mo in your current asset selection. And yun yung mga basics or fundamentals. So samahan mo na ako, Miranda. Wait for further announcements and I'm looking forward to see all of you. Maraming salamat.
Miranda Miner Group, our home of the culture of Malasakit. This is the Global Miranda Miner Group. Miranda Miner Group, our home of the culture of Malasakit. This is the Global Miranda Miner Group.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the one and only, the voice that introduced Pitikin Kita sa Ilong, isang hampas na lang ng palakol, the power of yet. Please, let's give it up to our pambansang crypto coach, Coach Miranda Miner.
Ayun, hey, hello ka Miranda. Kamusta ka na? Napatakbo ko kanina kasi sabi nung ninyo magkakape. So, napatakbo ko, napakuha ako ng kape. So, teka lang ha. Kape muna tayo.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Ang sarap ng kape. Teka lang, mga kamusta lang ako sa inyo. Kamusta naman kayo? Sumunod ba kayo sa sinabi ni Coach na mag-scalp lang ng market? Type number 1 kung sumunod. Sige nga, sumunod ba kayo ng bilin ko na dapat scalp lang? Huwag kayong umasa na aakyat bigla-bigla ang market on a weekend. Naku, sinasabi ko sa inyo ha. Pag hindi kayo marunong makinig, bahala kayo sa buhay nyo. Ha? Kailangan marunong kayong makinig. No, dapat pag sinabing scalp lang.
Coach, papitik nga ako sa ilong.
Basta ako kanina, minute ko yung mga ibang trading community. Nakipagkape lang tayo doon, no? Mababait na tao yan at minute natin. Natutuwa ako dyan. Thank you for Kuya Mike for brokering the meeting, Miranda. So, sana nakinig kayo, no? Sana nakinig kayo, guys. Kasi importante pag sinasabi natin, makikinig kayo, ha?
Coach, papitik nga ako sa ilong.
So, tingnan mo tong mabilis, di ba? Ayan, no? Nakita mo yan, no? Di ba? So, take a look at that, guys. Take a look at that, no? If you will notice, yung takbo talaga ng market, hindi naman talaga siya, kasi to be honest, this can be a higher low if the trend is going to go up, no? Pero sabi ko nga, hindi tayo pwedeng umasa agad. No, we cannot always create a good assumption. No. Ngayon, this is not our topic for today, no? Napakaganda ng topic natin at napakaswerte mo. Napakaswerte mo kasi ang ganda ng topic natin, no? Kailangan kong i-discuss ito dahil ito yung potential na mangyayari bukas. By the way, i-announce ko lang Miranda, bukas na yung Fundamentals Masterclass. Kung gusto mong humabol ka na. Para lahat ng di-discuss ko dito, maiintindihan mo on a deeper level. Tapos, start na rin tayo ng face-to-face Elite University, no? Kung gusto mo ko makita, or yung mga mentors, even if you're an alumni, mas maganda yan kasi makikita talaga namin yung charting mo. Face-to-face, iikot ako dyan. I wanna see your charts. So, I would recommend you do that, yung mas magandang face-to-face, para nakikita ka namin. Seryosohin mo na yung trading para, di ba, talagang you're really gonna be supported face-to-face. Diba? Wala namang bayad ang picture dyan. Punta na kayo sali na kayo, Miranda. Ongoing na yung ating enrollment. Nasa website na po natin. Discounted na sa alumni. Merong free food yan, snacks lang, tapos may kape for you guys. No? So discounted na yung price. No? So doon tayo sa Taguig or sa Makati, Miranda.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
So, ang topic natin today, guys, is bakit ko nasabi na pwedeng maging bold driver itong issue on the not the Silvergate, but the Silicon Valley Bank. So, bigyan nyo ako ng 30 minutes, ihimayin natin yung problema. Okay, type number 1 kung ready na kayo, Miranda. Type number 1 please kung ready na. So simulan na natin ito. Alright? So unang-una, simulan ko na, no? Unang-una, if you remember, hindi tumitigil. Actually, teka lang, puntahan muna natin yung data points before tayo mag-interpret ng mga nangyayari. By the way, parang namamaos ako, kailangan tipirin ko yung boses ko para for tomorrow. No? So, himayin natin yung mga pangyayari, Miranda, no? So, let's talk about what's happening first with ano nga ba yung bangko na to? Alright. So, Miranda, yung Silicon Valley Bank, ito yung kanilang stocks, no? Ito po yan. So, this is actually the chart. And the current price, umabot na po ng almost less than $100 each. Galing po sila sa previous high of 764, no? From a chart perspective. Alright? Tapos, again ang topic natin, bakit pwedeng maging rason para mag-bull run ang crypto market because of the demise of this bank. Papatunayan ko sa inyo kung paanong pwede. Okay? At lahat ng ito, pwede ito mangyari as early as Monday. So, swerte ka kasi maririnig mo to agad-agad. Explain ko sa iyo kung bakit, no? Alright? So, unang-una, let's go back first with ano bang klaseng bangko ito? Okay? Alright. So, mamaya na kayo mag-usap on ofre. Kayo talaga, pinag-uusapan nyo si Tugo, ah. Okay, may ingay. Atin-atin lang yan. Alright. So, kung titingnan natin itong bangko na to, guys, no, so, nung quarter 4, they are with 212 billion assets. And as a matter of fact, SVB is the top 16. Hindi ako nagbibiro, top 16 largest bank in the entire United States. This bank has grown to almost 4 times the size in the past 5 years alone. No wonder, yung past 5 years niya, ang dami niyang mga acquisition, no? 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. No? It has a total of 40,000 clients. Karamihan po ng kliyente nito are startup companies, no? Karamihan po ng kliyente nito are startup companies. Ang problema dito, pag hindi ito na-solve within Saturday and Sunday, Monday will become a very, 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 very brutal Monday in history. So napakaswerte mo nandito ka ngayon. Alright. As we speak, Saturday and Sunday, round-the-clock conversations are happening. Bakit? Kailangan makakuha before Monday stock market open, kailangan makakuha ng white knight or taga-save, okay? Ang company na ito, ang bangko na ito, na sana bilhin 1:1 yung assets, no? So kung 212 billion in assets, someone should be taking over. In this particular case, FDIC took over on receivership the company. Ibig sabihin nito, they should be able to guarantee deposits up to $250,000 each. Okay? So this is a niche bank. This particular bank is a niche bank. Ang kanilang mga kliyente are small to medium enterprises na kailangang magpasahod this coming Monday. So, this is going to be a huge issue. Tingnan natin kung bakit. Of course, SVB, napakalaki po nila, number 16 top bank in the United States. No? Kung 212 billion ang asset mo, halos kasing laki mo si BPI, no? Or even bigger ka sa kanila. So if you're going to look into couple of affected banks, hindi po nag-iisa ang bangko ng SVB. As a matter of fact, even the international banks are all deep red week to date. Citigroup at 8.18 bips negative. No, sorry, 818 bips. Bank of America 1,112 bips negative. Wells Fargo 1,313 bips negative. No? Ito yung mga regional banks naman. Charles Schwab, sobrang ganda ng company ito, ha, Miranda. First time ito nangyari for the longest time. Negative 14.06. Ito, SBV Financial, 78.73 negative. Another regional bank, PNC Financial, at negative 9.8%. So ang tanong, nag-iisa bang problema? Si SBB? Miranda, sa tingin ko, hindi siya nag-iisa.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
This is a very big problem. This is a very, 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 very big problem. No? And you need to remember, there are publicly traded companies that are also exposed in the bank. Roku, Sophie, Roblox, Vimeo, and Rocket Lab USA. One of the biggest, obviously, is Roku and Roblox from a stock price perspective. They're also affected because they have exposure to SVB. So, ibig sabihin nito, Miranda, this is a problem. The question is this a systemic problem? Ibig sabihin ito ba ay parang Lehman Brothers na buong industry is already affected? So, balatan natin yung problema. Ano ba yung nag-drive dito? Unang-una, teka lang Unang-una, isisingit ko lang to kasi maganda to. Naku, nagparamdam na si Kuya CZ. Sabi niya, bibilhin ko ba? Bibilhin ko ba? No? Bibilhin ko ba itong bangko na ito? Diba? And I think this kind of threw chilling cold water. Para kang sinampal ng 10 beses dito. No? Bakit? Kasi kung tutuusin, if you recall, Miranda, 3 weeks ago, ang tinitira ng SEC is Binance. Nagets mo? Ang tinitira niya is Binance. Ang dami nilang issue with centralized exchanges. Lo and behold, sasampalin ka ng, sorry for the word, no? But sobrang ganun talaga yung effect on the traditional finance group, guys. Apparently, the problem is not just within the decentralized companies, but the problem actually is with the centralized, the traditional finance, the banks. Diba? Sige nga, type number 1 kung gusto mo siyang sumali. Diba? Well, if he does this, it will remove 1 step, hindi na 3 step yan. Diba? Kumbaga, it will bridge the gap now between crypto and traditional finance. Anyways, himayin natin. No? Himayin natin, Miranda. What am I trying to say here? Okay? So, himayin natin. Unang-una, bigyan ko kayo ng konting context, no? So, teka lang. I just want to show myself first. Konting context muna tayo. This week, naglabas si Biden ng bagong budget, no? To the tune of almost $6 to $7 trillion, no? For this coming fiscal year. And parte ng budget na yon is to be able to raise X amount of funds to fund the digital superhighway or infrastructure, no? Para mapondohan nila yung kanilang potential budget deficit, nag-introduce ang executive ng couple of tax increases. Pag sinabi natin the executive is going to introduce tax increases, ito yung tinatawag nating fiscal policies. Yung ginagawa ni Powell, that's monetary policies, okay? So when you say fiscal, ito yung mga changes on tax. So discuss ko lang mabilis. Unang-una, you have if a company or if a stock company is going to buy back, there's already an increase from 1% to 4%. That's already almost 4x the size of the current tax. Tax on foreign earnings 10.5 to 21%. Tax on carried interests 29.62, 30+%. Capital gains tax from 20% to 39.6%. Ito pa yung tinatawag nating billionaire tax, no? Wealth tax to 25% from folks earning $1 million and above in a month. Okay. So, ang kailangan pa nating linawin is yung taxation on crypto. No? What is the taxation in crypto? In the current world kasi, in the United States, every time that there is, let's say, meron kang withdrawal from a particular wallet, you call it an event, a taxable event. One of the problems right now in the cryptocurrency space, in comparison with the securities or assets that's being taxable, is yung tinatawag nating wash moment. Ang ibig sabihin nito, in the current scenario, again, this is based on our research, no? In the current scenario, kapag ang binili mong Bitcoin, for example, let's say bumili ka ng March 1, and the tax reporting period is March 1 to March 31. Pag bumili ka ng March 1 and nagkaroon ng taxation period, for example, March 31, kapag bumaba yung iyong value, for example, Bitcoin went down to 30%, you're not supposed to pay the 30% because you are actually on a loss, no? So some people consider that as a sales that's a sales loss, no? Kasi natalo ka nga eh. However, yung wash na sinasabi from a crypto taxation perspective na sinama ni Biden in the fiscal policy to support the increase in their budget to manage deficit, ang ginawa nila doon, they're gonna be taxing the wash. What does that wash means? Ganito yon. Kung ako yung trader, binili ko ng March 1, natalo ako ng March 31, negative 30%. In the current world, walang bayad yon. But in the current proposed bill, the budget bill, kapag ikaw ay bumili, let's say ng April 1 to April 30, 30 days after mong binenta yung asset at a loss, there's gonna be a computation. I'll give you a perfect, simple explanation. So, nabenta mo negative 30%, kapag bumili ka ng April 1 and kumita ka ng 40%, the net effect of that, negative 30 plus 40 is a net of positive 10%. The 10% becomes taxable. It becomes a wash event. Ang problema kasi dito, yung mga tao, pag patalo na sila, binibenta nila yung position nila for them to get out of the taxable event. Ngayon, ang mautak na Biden, sabi nila, pag bumili ka ulit in the next 30 days on the same asset, kasi binenta mo na siya noong March 31, pag bumili ka ulit, ibig sabihin, you're doing something to circumvent the process. In this case, itatax ka namin. Okay? Can you please type number 1 kung naiintindihan niyo yun? Alright. So, doon pumapasok yung taxable events. For me, pag tinax mo si crypto, you glorify the crypto. Ibig sabihin, you're making it as a part of a government revenue. It becomes an institutional source of revenue. So that's a good sign for me. Now, obviously, there is an overdrive to push for corporate tax. Even for NIITs and corporate tax, ang laki ng tinaas nila from the proposed budget. Ngayon, wala pang effect yan on the current world. Pero, it's creating a chilling effect on the corporate world. The good news is, yung GOP yung Republican Party, hindi siya controlled ni Biden sa lower house. Because nanalo last December, the midterm elections, January, ang great old party, which is the Republicans, hindi siya partido ni Biden. So mukhang haharangin siya on the lower house alone. Now, that's the fiscal policy. Let's now go to the monetary policy. Iisa-isahin natin kasi lahat ng ito mayroong kinalaman sa sasabihin ko mamaya. So, you have the fiscal policy, you have the monetary policy. In the monetary policy, Miranda, based on the last report, last January, yung M2 percentage natin, when you say M2, it's just the monetary supply, no? Monetary supply, including cash, all liquid cash, all time deposits, all savings, lahat ng ito, minimeasure ito ng isang Federal Monetary Board. So yung M2 percentage natin, last January, went down already. Okay, went down. No? Ngayon, kung iisipin natin, lumiit yung money supply, the Treasury is actually pushing, ang Treasury ngayon, nakikialam na siya sa market by selling some of its securities. And selling, doing market expansionary moves to be able to also control, well, not expansionary, but selling at some point their securities para mabawasan yung kanilang reserves and therefore, lumiit yung access to securities and therefore humina ang inflation. Ngayon, what's actually happening is because your supply of money is decreasing, okay, and your interest rate is increasing, plus sinabi pa kahapon ni Powell na they're ready to even raise interest rates. This is creating a significant chilling effect sa mga bangko. Bakit? Kasi yung mga bangko na yung mga well-diversified banks, hindi sila gaano apektado. In fact, when you're raising interest rates, you're actually benefiting. The problem with Silicon Valley bank ventures, two things. Number one, Yung laman ng kanilang balance sheet, parang FTX, no? Ang problema kay FTX, yung laman ng balance sheet niya, mga collateralized coins, mga tokens lang. In this particular case, ang laman ng balance sheet ni SVB are two things. Number one, you have your treasury. Let me just open my screenshots here. You have two types. So number one, you have treasuries, U.S. Treasury assets, okay, and then you have all different types of bonds. Na ang problema, binili nila ito previously on a lower interest rates. Okay? So ibig sabihin, kung 85% ng kanilang total exposure are bonds, fixed income securities that are bought on a lower interest rates, yung valuation mo, uurong ka, bababa ka. Okay? Kasi tumataas ng current interest rates. If you're still valuing, nag-hoard ka ng napakaraming securities on a lower interest rates, therefore, yung valuation mo as a company liliit. Okay? Ngayon, ang balak gawin ni SVB, they wanted to sell it at a loss. And therefore, they wanted to create a floating rate to capture a higher number. Pwede na lang gawing option, two things. Number one, from today, Sunday hanggang Monday, kailangan nila makausap someone from the government to be able to, number one, bilhin or ibenta yung current securities na hawak nila on a prevailing market rate para walang problema. It's gonna be a wash. Okay? Or number two, from now, Saturday and Sunday, makahanap sila ng someone that will save them from the current condition, isang mayamang bank that can buy you out on 1:1. Bakit importante ito? Sa Lunes, sahod. Maraming kumpanya ang maaapektuhan, and these are the small companies and VCs, no, the venture capitalist companies, the small ones, no, 40,000 of them, the small ones. So, what does this mean? Ang ibig sabihin nito, merong mas malaking economic drivers ang nagpupush ngayon sa mga regional banks para mapunta sa ganitong posisyon. Another thing, ang nagpalala sa situation ni SVB is what you call the classic bank run. Ang nangyari, ang bali-balita, for the past couple of days, meron ng mahabang pila ng mga founders sa SVB mismo withdrawing their funds. So it's a classic bank run. Okay? So depositors are actually piling up to pull their funds papalabas, no? And it affected yung rumors. The rumors are, sabi nila, ang sinasabi ngayon, tanggalin nyo na ang pera nyo kay SVB. We're smelling something wrong. So with that rumor in place, Miranda, nagkaroon ng bank run, and the bank itself suffered a humongous decline on their stock price. So ibig sabihin, yung nangyari sa bangko, nag-bank run, pinull out nila yung pera nila, nakarating sa stock market, now people are saying, layuan nyo si SVB. What does that mean? Miranda, this bank is the top 16 bank all over the United States. Number two, this bank is a niche bank. They're supporting venture capitalists na kilala sa US. Okay? 40,000 clients. Okay? The only one of the major reason is that yung balance sheet nila is full of securities whose valuation is based on the old interest rates. So sino nag-drive doon? Yung Fed. Okay, nakakapangilabot to. The Fed is driving that. Kasi ang taas na, no? From March 20 for 1 year. For 1 year, lumipad tayo from 0% to 4.75. Yung pronouncements daw ni Powell kahapon hindi nakatulong nung Thursday. In fact, it created a chilling effect to the entire regional banks. That's the reason why the regional banks ngayon, bagsakan po yung mga stock prices nila. The regional banks are scared because money supply has an issue, tataas ang corporate tax, parang sinasakal mo na yung mga small companies in the United States. And by classic and by book definition, 90% of the companies are actually small and medium enterprises. If you're going to collapse a bank that's supporting $217 billion of assets under management, and majority of their clients are VCs, malaking problema yon. At ang problema pa, nagkaroon ng sort of dynamics of devaluation simply because yung hawak nilang interest rate, bonds, are actually pegged on lower interest rates. Tumaas tayo ng sobra. Now, the good news, 85% of the stocks na hawak ni SVB are treasury. Ibig sabihin, potentially we still don't know if it's gonna be what's happening. Potentially by Monday, pwedeng sabihin lang ni treasury, ibigay mo sa akin yan, papalitan ko. Pwedeng ganun lang yon. But it's not always like that. There's a lot of ramifications na kailangan i-consider. So what's my point here? Miranda, if you're seeing that the regional banks are suffering, ito na yung point natin ang pwedeng mangyari on Monday, two things. Number one, masalba, okay, si SVB, mapasahod lahat on Monday kasi this problem came out in the open ng Friday. Lahat ng tao nagpuntahan sa SVB. Guys, look at the news. Founders, VC capital owners, nagpuntahan to pull out their money. So classic bank run, top 16 all over the states. Now, what's potentially going to happen? Masalba on Monday or number two, it collapses. FDIC continues the receivership. If it's going to collapse, Miranda, this is going to be good news for crypto. What are the situations? Bakit siya magiging good news for crypto?
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Good news ito for crypto. Naku, napakagandang analysis. Kasi, ito Miranda, magkatapatan tayo. Sasabihin ng gobyerno, teka lang, Powell, tama na. Huwag na kayo magtaas ng interest rates. Our banks will suffer. Nagets nyo? Tama na. The banks will suffer. The banks will collapse. Right? If you're continuously going to jack up the interest rates and you're going to raise corporate taxes, you're killing the small companies. This is going to be a contagion. This is going to be a problem. If this does not stop, Fed, mapipilitan sila, teka lang, tama na. And pag hindi nila sinave ito sa Monday, mawawala ang tiwala sa entire banking system. Guess where people will go?
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Guess where people will go? Diba? Guess where people will go? Guess where people will go? Where are they going to go? Gigising ka sa umaga, yung top 16 na bangko sa buong bansa, wala na yung pera mo. Isn't that going to throw trust issues sa bank? Number two, if you're going to maintain your currency that has a potential to devalue 8% because your inflation is 8%, are you going to keep dollars? Diba? Are you going to continue to keep on saving money in the bank? Hindi. This is gonna be a good news for crypto. Pag hindi nyo to inayos, sinasabi ko sa inyo, Fed will become tamer. This ba? This is going to make them, "Uy, teka lang, Fed, magdahan-dahan ka sa interest rates mo. Kawawa na yung mga bangko. Kawawa na." So sinasabi ko sa inyo, this is going to be a good news. Pero, may malaking pero. Nako. Ito yung problema, kaya sinasabi ko, itong naging komplikado lang, alam nyo kung bakit. Ay nako. Nagkaroon ng konting komplikasyon dahil dito. Pakita ko sa inyo. Yan. Kasi almost 8%, no? If the market capitalization today is 37 billion, you're talking about around 4 billion, give or take, sabi mo ng 4 or 3.5 billion of the market capitalization are in SVB. Diba? It's in SVB. So, masaya na sana tayo. Ay, naku talagang, mas malang talaga magmura dito sa show, di ba?
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Di ba, guys? Hindi ako nagbibiro, Pasaway ito eh. Ito lang yung nakapuwing, di ba?
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Yan lang ang nakakapuwing dito. Kung walang problema dyan, Miranda, tayo masaya. Magdidiwang tayo. Kasi, mananahimik na itong si Powell mag-raise ng interest rates. Diba? They're going now to soften. Let's look at the news. You know, Silicon Valley Bank, the largest failure since 2008. Gyrations in global bank shares. Biggest collapse. Naku, Miranda, Monday niya bagsak ng sa Philippine stock market niyan. Yeah? Bagsak sila eh. So, you know, Wall Street dives, Treasury yield tumble as bank worry spread. Di ba? So, ang dami ngayong mga insights, Miranda, na sinasabi na Fed needs to calm down a little bit. Kailangan niya na ngayon tulungan. Pag naghigpit pa siya ng interest rates, sabog ang regional banks in the United States.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Hindi ako nagbibiro, Miranda. This is not a small issue in the traditional finance. Pinag-uusapan natin problema sa crypto. Ay nako. Ang problema pala is about traditional finance. And if this is not fixed, what will happen? Diba? What will happen? So, this is a good news. This is a good news. So, tatandaan nyo to Miranda, Monday, okay? Sorry, another thing, kailangan kong ilagay ito. Another thing, kailangan ko sabihin to kasi nasa part ng research ko to. Another thing that caused the drop, no, or problema dyan sa SVB, unang-una, you need to remember, they're actually a venture capitalist niche. Sila ay bangko. Ngayon, if you're going to go with your bank, okay, let me now go on. Yan. So, you're going, based on this, 74 billion or almost 1/3 of the entire asset of the company is loan. You remember, pag nagtataas ng interest rate si Fed, yung loan interest rates are also going higher. So because sila ay niche na bank, yung mga tao natatakot na. napakataas na ng interest rate. Remember, interest rate is not just on deposits, ha? Loans, mortgages, okay? Loans, mortgages, etc., etc. So if you're going to potentially default into your loans because ang taas na ng interest rates and Fed still wants to jack up interest rates, the potential of a company whose 1/3 ng pera mo, ng assets mo is puro utang, the potential of that company plus, remember, noong 2020, kaya ang dami nilang mga kumpanya, remember, noong 2020, sumabog sila sa maraming pera. Bakit? They're doing quantitative easing, printing of money, ayuda. Puro ayuda, ang daming pera mo mapasok noong 2020 kasi nga pandemic. Diba? The deposit inflow beat the deposit outflows. What have happened when you raise interest rates, pinapahina mo ekonomiya. Because of that, there were loan renegotiation issues. There were fewer deals na pumapasok sa bangko. And apparently, yung securities na binili nila are priced in on the old interest rates. So technically, they're a bit devalued. Well, think about time value of money. Dapat nakuha nila yung current discounting method. Ibig sabihin, if you're carrying 5%, if you're carrying 10,000 securities, dapat nililess mo ng 8% per year yon, discounted cash flow yon. Diba? The problem is no one expected for the worst thing to happen this 2022. So technically, kung nag-discount method man sila ng 5 years, time value of money. So first year, second year, third year, yung pinaka third year mo, 2020, 2021, 2022, yung pinaka third year mo, inassume mo lang 8% inflation plus any other cost of equity, cost of debt. Ngayon, cost of equity mo normally 5% yan. Diba? Cost of debt, meron ka din yan. If you combine both, dapat technically 9% ang WACC mo. Ang problema dyan, pag tinodo mo yung taas ng interest rates, madidevalue ka. Technically, yung valuation mo for the next 5 years, saliwa. Kasi nga, you're not expecting 2022 significant inflation. Therefore, yung hawak mo ngayong bonds dyan sa balance sheet mo, it's lesser valued already. That, plus high interest rates on loans, plus lower income, nagkaroon ng mindset yung mga tao, pull out money from the bank. Therefore, nagkaroon ng bank run. Therefore, nagkaroon ng pagbagsak ng stocks ng SVB.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
The big problem here is anong ginagawa ng regulators? Pero Diyos Pro Santo, anong ginagawa nyo? Puro kayo crypto. Ayun, bumagsak na yung top 16 na bangko sa US.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Anong ginagawa nyo? Puro kayo Binance and Paxos.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
If this is not fixed, pabor sa atin to, Miranda. Hindi ako nagsasarili dito, ah. Of course, magkakaroon ng contagion yan. Kasi nga meron siyang problema. Circle, 8% ng buong circulating supply na kay SVB. That's also a problem. Pero, meron tayo, we have USDT, di ba? We have alternative. Anong ginagawa ng regulators? What are they doing? Di ba? So, ang mangyayari niyan, si Powell, teka lang, kumambyo tayo. Guguho na ang buong ekonomiya, huminahon muna tayo. Yun ang iisipin nila.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
So, ito ang mangyayari sa Lunes. Abangan nyo, guys. Nakakapangilabot to. Abangan natin sa Lunes. Pag hindi ito naayos, wag naman po sana. Napakalaking problema nito, guys. Wag naman sana, no? Well, I'm trying to look at it from, there were a couple of things kasi, from ito yung mga monetary policies. I don't want to discuss that now. But if you're going to look into we're going to look at the current, give me a second, guys, no? Alright, let's actually to. Tingnan nyo tingnan nyo yung regional banks, no? Silvergate, negative 88%, no? PacWest Bancorp, Velocity, Signature Bank, bagsakan lahat Bagsakan yung banking index, one of the worst, no? And if you're going to go to the Dow Jones Regional Bank Index, one of the worst, Miranda. One of the worst performing days is the Friday. Di ba? One of the worst po ito. Guys, this is based on the Dow Jones data. The Dow Jones Index for regional banks, the worst ever. The worst ever. So, ibig sabihin, umaaray na yung mga regional banks. Teka lang, yung interest rate nyo, ayusin nyo. Ayusin nyo yung interest rates. This is one of the worst, guys, Ayusin nyo. Pag hindi nyo inayos yan, gigiba. Gigiba yan. Di ba? Gigiba yan. And ito, take a look again. One of the worst, guys. Take a look at this. Di ba? Nagkaroon ng tabo trade sa baba. O, tabo. Oh. Di ba? Nagkaroon ka ng key level support breakdown, yun, boom. Biglang humataw na ang pangit nung pagbagsak. Therefore, something's wrong. Something is wrong with that. This one. Something's wrong with that regional bank. Something's wrong with that. Diba? If this is not fixed on Monday, abangan nyo. Naku, napaka-exciting nito. Ano kaya mangyayari sa Monday?
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Ano kaya mangyayari sa Monday, guys? Di ba? Ano kaya mangyayari? Kaya lang Grabe. Really one of the worst, no? Teka lang Ito na. Ito sabi ng isang article, basahin ko Sabi ng isang article dito. Para alam nyo hindi ako nag-iisa. Ayan The problems at SVB which quickly escalated after the bank on Wednesday said it would raise money underscore how a campaign by the US Fed and other central banks to fight inflation by ending the era of cheap money is exposing vulnerabilities in the market. Diba? So, walang kinalaman si crypto dito? This is the traditional finance. Kakataas mo ng interest rates, ayun, sumabog na, naapektuhan na, hindi mo alam. So, tingnan natin ngayon. Tingnan natin, natutuwa ako, ano kang gagawin ni Powell? Ano kang gagawin niya? Diba? Naku, napaka parang magandang telenovela to. Diba? Magandang telenovela to. Kaya nga sinasabi natin, itong si Kuya, kunin mo na. Magbangko ka na. Di ba? Let's now bridge the gap. Kunin na natin to. Di ba? Kunin na natin to, guys. So, yun ang ating overall, no? So, guys, ihanda natin lahat. Ihanda natin ang sarili natin on Monday. As we speak today, masaya tayo kasi wala naman tayong problema. Problema mo, anong kakainin mo, anong kape mo. Ang problema ng maraming tao ngayon sa States, paano papasahurin yung mga tao on Lunes? Walang bangko, sarado ng Friday. Paano sasahod yun sa Lunes? So dapat, before the market opens, meron silang magandang balita na either A, may bumili na ng company mo, ng letter B, aside from someone buying SVB, we have other news such as yung securities mapalitan na ng treasury ng 1:1. Kaya nyo ba yun? Di ko alam. Tingnan natin. Yun ang problema. Tapos, pag nangyari yan on Monday, Tuesday may CPI. Naku, pagkagulo ng market next week. Yun ang sabi ko sa'yo. Di ba? Pagkagulo ng market, Monday, pag hindi ito naayos, sasabog ang stock market ng US. Pag ito hindi naayos, 10:30 ng gabi sa atin, sabog ang stock market. Kailangan ayusin nila to. Babantayan ko to ng Monday. Okay? Number two. Okay? Tuesday, CPI. Monday, stock market. Malalaman natin kasi Friday nagkaroon ng problema. Weekend, nag-uusap sila. Okay? Monday, kailangan ng solusyon. Pag walang solusyon, giba. Yan, problema yan. Sana magkaroon ng solusyon. We're hoping for the best. Okay? Sana magkaroon. Kasi FDIC receivership, gagarantihan mo lang na babayaran mo ng insurance. Hello, yung mga tao dyan, more than $250,000 ang pera. Ano gagawin mo dun? Talo na, wala na. Diba? The stock is even at the very worst right now. So wala na silang value. Magkano ng value nila ngayon? Diba? Next, Tuesday, CPI. Okay? Ang pinakamalaking problema ngayon, si Powell. Ano ang gagawin mo? Are you going to tame down interest rates? Diba? Are you going to tame down interest rates? Simply because kailangan mong i-manage, diba, si SVB at mga potential. You will never know, Miranda. You will never know. Diba?
What does this mean?
Listen to this quick interview from the Silicon Valley Bank. Just listen to this real quick.
For people outside of the Silicon Valley Bank universe, what does this mean for the average borrower, if anything?
So far, it doesn't mean anything, but the big question is one of contagion. That is, what we saw in 2008 was when one big bank and a couple of others started to fail, could not pay their depositors, could not actually pay up what they owed. They were closed, and regulators had to move in very, very quickly. But we ended up with a financial crisis because, one big banking card easily starts tipping over other cards. It's a house of cards.
Ayun so hindi ako nagsabi nun Pero to be honest, medyo overrated yung Lehman comparison Kasi the Lehman comparison is driven by defaulting on credit swaps. Remember, yung issue ng Lehman Brothers, yung credit swaps kasi inimbento lang yan to be able to short a market, no? To be able to play on a market that's always guaranteed. Malaking kabalintunaan yan. No, parang sabi nila nakakatuwa yan panoorin yung Big Short na yan, no? Nasa Netflix yan. So anyways, let's continue.
Now, we don't know yet about contagion. What we do know is that this bank was obviously overextended, and this is related to the Fed because as interest rates went up, and this bank was lending to a lot of startups, this bank simply could not handle it.
Hindi na ako nagsabi nun, siya na nagsabi Miranda. Because Fed keeps on raising interest rates, hindi na kinaya ng bangko. 70 billion ng pera mo naka-loan. 217 billion yung pera mo. 70 billion naka-loan. Pataas yung interest rates. Hindi na kinaya ng bangko Miranda.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Grabe, no? Talagang... let's wrap up this baby, no? By the way, guys, nagustuhan nyo ba yung discussion natin today? Does it make sense to you? If it does, palike naman ang live natin, no? Para it means a lot to me if you're liking my live. Kasi natututunan nyo. Nai-inspire ako, no, na tuloy-tuloy itong ginagawa. Palike naman ako Miranda, pasuyo palihog. So, let's wrap this baby up, no? In my perspective, ang laking dagok nito sa Fed. Kasi while the labor market is very hot, most recently yung labor employment numbers medyo okay eh. No? So dapat nagdidiwang tayo dito. Problema to si Powell, puro pinagsalita sa Senate, ang pinagsasabi, no, we're gonna be raising interest rates. Ayun, bumigay yung isang bangko, sinabi na ng analyst, teka lang, Powell, interest rates, hinaan nyo naman. Ito na. So, ang ibig sabihin dito, malaking dago kay Powell to. At pag bigla silang, naku nga, pangilabot, Miranda, tinasabi sa inyo kung kinikilabutan ako.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Para kinikilabutan ako, guys. Grabe. Pag ito talaga, nako, sinasabi sa inyo, pag sa Lunes talaga, nako. Wag naman sana abutin ng crypto. Sana tayo madamay. Huwag sana tayo madamay, di ba? Huwag tayo madamay. Pero, ang point ko is, pag nagbago sila ng ihip ng hangin, bullrun tayo, guys.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Pag sinabi ni Fed, oy, teka lang ha, kasi ayoko nang masira yung mga bangko eh. So, dahan-dahan na tayo. Dahan-dahan na tayo. Di ba? Powell, hindi na crypto ang problema mo. Ang problema mo, yung mga bangko mo na ang problema mo. Yun na yung problema mo. You need to fix that. And by fixing that, lower down yung interest rates. If Miranda, the interest rates would go down, bull run tayo. Kaganda ang crypto price. We're gonna be a hedge for inflation. Lalayasan ng mga tao ang traditional banks. Pupunta ngayon sila sa cryptocurrency. Wag lang sanang magkaroon ng another FTX and Do-Kwon.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Wag lang po sanang magkaroon ng another pasaway sa crypto. Napakaganda ng future ng crypto. Di ba? Nagbabagsakan yung mga bangko. Saan ka pupunta? Are you now going to have the trust in the bank? Wala. Okay? So, bukas, pahinga tayo. Meron tayong, subukan ko pa rin mag-live bukas ha. Babantayan ko yung mga nangyayari sa mundo. Bantayan natin. Bantayan natin yan para sa inyo. Di-discuss natin. Kasi 24/7 eh. The next 48 hours, dyan magkakaroon ng mga bali-balita. Okay na ba? May nahanap na bang takeover company? Na bailout na ba? Blah, 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 blah. Balitaan ko kayo. I'll try to go live. Kasi mamayang umaga na yung Metrobank natin. Tapos, this coming Monday, malaki yan. Guys, malaki yan. Naku talaga. Sana pag naayos ito, tahimik tayo. Tahimik. Pero bantayan natin 10:30. Alright? Okay? Alright. Sana. Hey, sana no? Sana magbago ng ihip ng hangin si Powell. Sabihin niya, teka lang, hihinto na kami. Kailangan kong tumulong sa bangko, fix the interest rates, blah blah blah, and the market goes rally. No? Ganun talaga. In anything that's happening, may mga effect yan. No? Alright, with that said, guys, I'm going, by the way, last na to, still, no? Patuloy ko pong sinasabi, yan, the reason why I keep on saying scalp the market is because of this alone. Yan, sabihin natin. Diba? The reason why I say scalp the market is because the market is something that you need to scalp. Parang yung sinabi ko kanina, sabi nung nagtanong sa akin, Coach, sabi nung nagtanong sa member, sino ba yung member na yun? Gusto kong i-highlight yung tanong mo eh. Teka lang. Ayun. Sinagot ko siya eh. Hindi ko alam kung pinasok mo to ah. So, ang sabi niya sa tanong niya doon sa members, Coach, kasi ito yung charting ko kanina, nag-scalping. Ayan. Scalping lang tayo kanina. Sabi niya sa akin kanina, Coach, saan po dito yung shorting na pasok, saan yung maganda? Sabi natin, pagbaba ng 2320. O, ito yun. Pagbaba ng ayan. Taran, di ba? Ganda, di ba? Pag short ka pababa, no? Yun. So, kung nakuha mo, hindi good job. Kung hindi, okay lang. Huwag ka na mag-chart. Huwag ka na mag-trade. Okay lang yun. Di ba? So, scalp this market, guys. Scalp lang yung market, no? I promise you, masarap kumita on a scalping, pero kailangan meron kang skill set. Magaling ka. No? At kung hindi ka naman magaling sa scalping, pahinga ka muna. Pahinga ka. Abang tayo sa mga big pronouncements on Monday. Natutuwa tayo dyan. Alright, uy, Miranda, bukas, see you 9 o'clock. Ating fundamental masterclass. Miranda, ito hindi kita sa sinisale stock, no? Meron akong papakita sa'yo, mabilis lang Para at least alam mo. Ha? So, meron tayong isang university na nakita yung presyo ng course na ituturo ko bukas. Yung presyo ng course na ituturo ko bukas is worth, ito yung price niya. Tuturo ko yan bukas sa inyo. Well, 3 weeks tayo Okay? 3 weeks. Ganyan yung presyo niya. Tapos yung topics niya ito. Ito yung topics niya. Yan. Tuturo ko lahat sa inyo yan. WACC, cash flow concept. Tuturo ko lahat sa inyo yan. Discounted cash flow valuation. Sa kanila, 18,000. Tuturo ko lahat. Sa atin, 1,499. Tuturo ko yan sa inyo. Anak ko, mag-i-enjoy kayo dyan. Tuturo ko yan lahat sa inyo tomorrow. Para at least ma-enjoy nyo naman paano mag-value ng company. Maintindihan nyo na ba yung sabi ni Coach? Diba? Mahal yung course na yan. Di ako bibiro. Tapos, I'm going to give this calculator sa inyo. Okay? So, sana lumaki siya. Alright, yan. So, bibigay ko sa inyo yan para alam nyo na. So, how to compute for your WACC, kailangan magaling ka lang sa math. No? Tuturuan ka. Papadaliin ko sa inyo yan. Hindi mahirap yan. Trust me. Papadaliin ko yan sa inyo. Alright, future cash flow computation, net present values, real yields. I'm going to teach all of this tomorrow, Miranda, sa inyo ng mas mabilis. Hindi worth 18,000. Worth lang ng 1,400. Naku guys, sinasabi. Tapos bukod pa dito, di ba ito na yung 18,000 nila, 16,000. Tuturuan pa kita ng valuations, PE ratios, multiples, and you can also get to talk to Metrobank. Meron silang topic na di-discuss sa inyo on the 3rd week. Imagine mo, kamura ng course mo, di ba? Ba't ko tinuturo to? Kasi nga, gumagalaw yung market dahil sa fundamentals. Di ba? Hindi alamin mo din. Kung di mo alam, okay lang, hindi kita pinipilit. Pero kung gusto mo talaga malaman paano gumagalaw yung bigger market, di ba? I-aral ka nito. Alright. Yun Maraming salamat. Naku, enjoy your weekend. Kita-kits tayo ng Monday or tomorrow. Saan mag-live ako tomorrow? Pero pinaka-importante, Lunes, no? Iniisip ko nga mag-live ako baka hindi sa members lang, no? Pero baka magselos yung mga members. Pero sige na. Uy, members, siguro Monday live tayo for all, no? Bawi na lang ako sa inyo ng Tuesday. Okay ba yun? Members, bawi tayo sa Tuesday. Lahat mag-live tayo ng... Hindi, kasi Tuesday ang CPI. Bawi ako ng Wednesday sa inyo. Okay ba yun? O, payag ba kayo doon? Kasi importante yung Lunes Baka sumabog yung market no? Sumabog yung market. Alright, sige. So, kita-kits tayo Maraming salamat sa lahat ng nanonood. Wherever you are right now, I hope you enjoyed my live. Pangako ko sa iyo, tuturo ko sa inyo itong mga ganitong bagay. Tuloy-tuloy lang natin. Sabi ko nga sa nag-comment kahapon. Kahit 100,000 na tayo, tutuloy-tuloy ko lang to guys. Promise ko sa inyo to. Kahit 100,000 followers na ako, subscribers. Tutuloy-tuloy natin to hanggang talagang matuto kayo. Kahit maus na ako dito, talagang tutuloy natin to, Miranda. Okay? Ayan, pumayag naman yung mga members. So sige. Sa Monday na tayo magla-live in public. Hindi na tayo mag-members. Okay, love you guys and I love you 3,000. Maraming salamat. Don't forget to click on like and subscribe to our channel and God bless you. Salamat po.
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.